Yo, once again, it's on. Back at you one more again with part two. If you haven't watched the first part, go watch part one. I'm going to pin part one in the comment section, and then y'all come back and watch part two. Lil Trey's giving me the spill. Tears in his eyes, just telling me everything that he's experienced in his life as far as not having the support of, he never knew his dad. His mom was kind of distant. She was there, but she didn't really support his dreams, his goals. And I'm sitting there and I'm just playing. I'm lending him 2 ears, and I'm just listening. I'm listening to this young man. He's telling me his pain, how he ended up in the penitentiary. But he goes even deeper than what I thought that was even remotely possible. Triple pause. That's triple pause right off top, because I said he goes even deeper. He's telling me that when he initially got sent to the penitentiary, as I mentioned in the first video, he got sentenced to 9 years. First time offender. Kid didn't have no sort of a record whatsoever. He's in the pen and he's scared to death. Understandably so, man. Y'all rock with me. 700 degrees out here. I might post my cash app. $ KENZ1000. $ KENZ1000. Scared to death. He's not a street dude. He's not, a lot of people don't know who he is. So they send you to the pen amongst gorillas, man. Lions, tigers, bears. Real live hyenas. Like, just, man, it's a dog-eat-dog world, as I often refer to prison as. They put him in a 2-man cell, because they have dorms and they have 2-man cells as well. His case was deemed as somewhat violent, so they sent him to the 2-man cells. He's in the cell, and when he initially moves into the cell, they give him a top bunk. Now, a lot of people think, because they watch TV and movies, and they think that you can just go in a cell and bunk check somebody. Like, who's on the bottom bunk? Man, this is my bunk. I don't know how they do it anywhere else, but in Kentucky, you're assigned a bunk by the DOC, the Department of Corrections. I don't care if there's nobody in the cell. If they have you on the top bunk, that's where you better be at. Goes into the cell with a dude or whatever. Now, the dude's only in the cell. They pretty cool. But the dude's only in the cell for maybe like 3 weeks. And then he gets transferred out. So now he's in the cell by himself for a couple days. They bring another individual in the cell. He has a pending write-up. He has like 2 or 3 pending write-ups. He lasts for a couple weeks. By the time he goes to court call, they give him 90 days in the hole. So now he's gone. He's in the cell for a whole week by himself. One day he comes back. He had been out on the yard working out or whatever. Trey comes into the cell and he sees that they had moved someone into the cell. He sees like the Lynette bag and all your, the property, the TV, all the things that this individual that moved into the cell had, but he wasn't in the cell. So I would assume that he was down, just getting his paperwork, administration. When you first come to prison, they give you your cell, whatever. You leave back out and go do what you do. Dude ends up coming in the cell maybe about 30, 45 minutes later. Black dude. He's a little bit darker. He's caramel complected, but he's not quite dark skinned, but he's a little bit darker than, caramel. I was going to say he's 5'11", but nah, he can't be 5'11", not on my channel. So I give him 6 foot. Little low haircut, had a deep voice. What's up, man? At the time, Trey was, 20, 21 years old. And I say he was 20. And this individual, according to Trey, had to have been about 36, 37. Trey described him as a... You ever see somebody that when they have a shirt on, can't really tell like how big they are, but when they take their shirt off, like, damn, this mug is huge. Trey described this individual like that. Now, a lot of times you can tell, you see their arms and you see their forearms and they got veins and stuff popping out, but Trey was like, I did not know this dude was this daggone, big like that. Went by the name of Sippy, man. Now, this is no disrespect to anybody that goes by the name of Sippy or Mississippi or whatever, because I've met several dudes named Sippy, and they all been cool. But this particular individual, this is just the name that, he went by. Comes into the cell, and immediately, I guess he's looking at little Trey, and he's establishing his dominance. He's setting down the rules. Trey had already been in the cell. Look, you know what I'm saying? I don't want this, I don't want that. Don't touch my TV. Don't have nobody in the cell. I expect for you to keep your cell clean. He going through the whole, shindigs, if you will. Trey, he goes on to tell me that he immediately feels just a negative vibe. Like, man, I can't be in a cell with this dude. I already know what it is, man. This dude, man, I can't be in a cell with him. Couple days, Trey goes to the caseworkers. He's trying to get moved out of the cell. I want to explain something to you all. A lot of times, we all watch, I would assume that you all watch other prison content creators. You got guys that talk about, oh, man, they try to move him in my cell. I told them, no, hell no, man. They ain't coming in here. It does not work that way. No disrespect to anybody, but you are an inmate. You don't tell them what to do. They tell you what to do. And if you don't want to listen to what they tell you to do, guess what? They got a place for you. They got a place for you, man. And they'll keep you in that place until you decide that you do want to do what they tell you to do. You can't just get a cell swap, a cell move. First of all, you have to find somebody that's willing to trade out with you. So if this dude over here, if you like, hey, bro, you want to swap out cells or whatever, or you got some money you want to pay him or whatever, then maybe y'all can work something out. But if you don't have anybody that's going to trade out with you, guess what? You just going to be in that cell. So they're asking Trey, well, what's the problem? I mean, has he said anything to you? Has he done? No, it's just a vibe, man. It's just the energy that I'm getting, and I just don't think that we're going to, get along too well. Okay, Mr. Trey, well, this is what you have to understand. We put you in another cell, and then this is prison. So we put you in another cell, and then you still having those same vibes, then what? We're supposed to continue to move you around and appease you? Nah, it's nothing like that. I'm just saying, I just don't feel right. They did nothing about it. Pretty typical prison administration, man. They don't care anything about you. They'll tell you when you first enter prison, our only job is to keep you alive. Our only job is to do the bare minimum to keep you alive. If you wanted these things, this sort of medical care, this sort of food, this sort of, whatever, amenities, privileges, then guess what? You should have stayed out. But in prison, this is what it is. In prison, you have what's called cell etiquette, meaning that you're in a cell with an individual. You don't just lay up in the bed all day long watching your TV or reading books or whatever. You leave out of the cell a couple hours a day to give that person their space, their time. You might be on the yard 2-3. I know when I was there, man, I'd be out of the cell as much as I could. And I was in the cell with a dude that had life plus 20. And I would be on that yard literally all day long because I was not trying to be in the cell. And to be perfectly honest, I didn't know anything about cell etiquette or whatever. I just was not trying to be in the cell like that. So I'm sure that he loved me being his cellie because I was never there. Nevertheless, this is not about me. A couple weeks go past and Trey's growing even more concerned about the matter. It took a lot of courage for him to tell me what he told me. He said he's in the shower. And he would always try to catch the shower like when everybody else was out on the yard or something like that. So if the yard shuts down at 8:45, 8:30, he's trying to go in at 7:30, 7:45, 8 o'clock so he can jump in the shower, because once the yard shuts down, dude's been outside running, lifting weights, walking, playing handball, basketball, whatever. So they're trying to go in and take a shower. Well, it might be 20 dudes in the shower, man, at one time. That's not cool. That's not comfortable, man, especially in prison. I don't even like it in a locker room. So just imagine doing that in prison amongst a whole bunch of strangers. You don't know these dudes. You got dudes in the shower whacking off, putting their little got the freak magazines right in prison. They stopped them now, but back then you could still have them. And you tear out a page and you put it up against the wall, and I guess from the heat in the shower or whatever, it sticks to the wall. You got dudes call it getting their money right there in front of you. Like, it's just like you're not even there, man. So who wants to be amongst that, man? This is what prison is really, really about, man. Trey would go in, as I mentioned, and try to get his shower in. And he noticed the last couple times, dude would come in the shower right about the same time he was in there. Now, he was already in a rush. He's 20 years old, so he's fast with everything, so he trying to hurry up and get on out of there. So he said dude did the very same thing, man. Put his little picture up, had it in a little plastic, bag or whatever. Took it out of the bag, hanging his picture up or whatever. And he starts to go to town. Why would you do something like, 'cause I'm your cellie, bro. Why would you? Trey done told his mom 2 or 3 times, but what? Mama can't do nothing for you once you're in the penitentiary. Once the judge gets a hold of you, mama can't save you. Trey was already bitter. He was already angry because he felt like, I shouldn't even be here. I took I got 9 years. I shouldn't even be here. I left. I was not there. He didn't understand that even though you left, the mere fact that you went, that makes you just as responsible as everybody else that stayed. He didn't get that part. Nobody would listen to Trey. It's not like his mom wouldn't listen, but she's calling up to the prison, trying to talk to the warden. They're not even returning her phone calls. Trey knows something's going to go down. He just knows it. Dude is saying little stuff to him, offering him food, getting mad when he doesn't want to accept it. One night, Trey said that the dude would offer him something all the time because the dude had money, support from the outside or whatever, so he rarely went to the chow hall. He ate out of his locker, meaning that he had enough money, he had enough commissary to support himself without going to chow. Trey said one night he was in the cell, and dude was like, little youngster, man, get you some of these chili and potatoes. I'm good, man. Get you some of this chili and potatoes, man. I know you hungry. I hear your stomach growling, man. Ain't no strings attached. I just don't want to sit here and eat it in front of you, youngster. Trey said that he told him no several times, but said the chili was looking good, man. Was smelling good. Got the potatoes chopped up in little squares or whatever. Put the potatoes in the chili. Got the onions, the peppers, the hot sauce. Got the crackers. Got the Kool-Aid. All this is looking good. It's 8 o'clock in the evening. Trey said he didn't have a noodle in his locker. Breakfast is not until probably 5:30 in the morning. That's a long time. Trey said he went on and took the chili, man. Y'all rock with me. One of the cardinal sins in prison: don't accept anything from anybody unless you know that person, and even that is kind of, iffy. All you got to do, youngsters, just wash out the bowls, man. Wash out the dishes. So Trey said it one time turned to 2 times, 2 times turned to 4 times. Next thing you know, every time dude cooked, he was eating just as well. I think that a lot of you all can see where this story is going. In the meanwhile, on the yard, it was turmoil. It was going down on the yard. A couple people had gotten stabbed that week. And what really did it was the Muslims ended up, shout out to the Muslims, they ended up getting into it, I want to say with the GDs. Something had happened. And one of the Muslims was coming out of the library. I want to say dude used to be a GD, but he retired and joined, the Muslims, the Nation of Islam or whatever. No disrespect if I got the wording or the titling wrong. He was coming out of the library and a couple of the GDs jumped him. Well, once the Muslim brothers, found out about it, they was inside. They came out and it was just a big old brawl, like on wrestling. Royal Rumble. It's about 15, 16 of them fighting. They throwing. A couple people end up getting stabbed. It's like the third stabbing that particular week. Warden comes in, locks the whole yard down till further notice. Very, very unfair because you have individuals such as, Trey and myself, if I had been there, or just other individuals that have absolutely nothing to do with what's going on. But that's what they do. Everybody gets punished. Yard is locked down. No movement. None. Locked in your cell. No visits. No getting out to use the phone. You may get out one time during the week to use the shower, but they have these portable showers that they can bring to your cell. Same way with a phone. If you want to get on the phone, they'll bring the phone, and then they're not going to just bring it to you. Hey, man, let me use that phone. No, it don't work that way. Certain times, they'll bring the phone to your cell if you need to make a phone call, if you have some money on the phone. You have the means to make a phone call. Get you one 15-minute call. Sometimes they'll bring the shower to you. You can get in a little portable shower, but for the most part, you just in your cell. Trey said after about the second night of being on lockdown, dude started to get weird with him again. Started to make advances at him. Trey's telling him, whoa, bro, I don't swing that way. Now remember I told you all, this dude Sippy, man, he's about 6 foot, intimidating, deep voice. He got to weigh about, what did Trey say? Trey said he weighed about 200 pounds. Like I said, was cut up, did push-ups, dips, pull-ups all day long. So I'd imagine that the dude was extremely strong and in shape, fit. Trey's straight off the streets, fresh off the streets. He just now really starting to work out or whatever. He don't have nothing for this dude, strength-wise. The dude starts to get weird and say little stuff to him or whatever. Third night, dude gets to talking about, man, you eating up all my food? I'll let you watch my TV. See, initially, he couldn't even watch the TV when dude first came. You watching my TV? You know what I'm saying? You eating my food up? You act like you don't want to get down? We locked in this cell. We got to take care of each other, bro. Listen, man, this is how Trey talk. Listen, man, I don't get down like that, man. I don't. That's not what I do. That's not what you do. That's not what you do. Yeah, okay. Okay, little nigga, we gonna see. We gonna see. Trey cannot wait until this lockdown's over with. He's gonna do whatever he gotta do to get out of this cell. Problem is they're locked down till further notice. They don't know. They're bringing the food, and feeding them through the food flap. You don't know when he's getting out of the cell. Trey said after about 5 nights, everybody's frustrated now. You got to look at this same person all day long, smell this same person all day long, ain't really no breaks to get out of the cell and leave that person alone in the cell. Trey said he used the bathroom. Now they had built, like a lot of times in the cells are very small, but like they had built like y'all remember like what a clothesline looks like? Like back in the day, man, coming up, we ain't had no washer and dryer or whatever. We might have had a washer, we ain't had no dryer, so we had to, put our clothes on the clothesline in the backyard, let our clothes dry. Well, you build yourself a clothesline in the cell, and you put like a little sheet up. So you got the line, right? You hook it from one spot to the other spot, whether it's the wall or the locker or whatever's gonna hold like your little hooks up. and put that string on there, tie some bitch. Now your uncle talks, take that some bitch, tie some bitch. No, give me that some bitch. You tie it, and then you put that sheet on there. You take the sheet, and it's like a privacy curtain. So you sitting on the toilet, yeah, you gonna smell it, you gonna hear it, but at least you don't gotta see it. You pull that sheet back. Said he went to the bathroom. At this point, he ain't even accepting dude's food no more. Come on, bro, just get you something to eat, man. I'm sorry, man. Don't get mad, Twan. Don't get mad. Even though it's Trey, don't get mad, Twan. Gets done using the bathroom or whatever, he takes a bird bath. After all, the shower, the privacy curtain's still up or whatever, so, you don't want to be in the cell stinking, and that's another no-no. Cleanliness. You got to be clean, man. He's taking a bird bath in the sink. Right as he gets done, taking the, he said he's putting his lotion and everything on or whatever. Dude comes from behind the curtain. Sippy comes from behind the curtain. What's up, little nigga? You think you better than everybody else? Sippy had grabbed him from behind. Now, mind you, he's 6 foot. Little Trey ain't number, maybe 5'8", maybe 5'7". Grabs him from behind. He ain't even had a chance to put his boxes or nothing back on or whatever. He's behind him. He can't get loose for nothing. I want y'all to imagine something. Because we all say, oh, if it happened to me, I would have done this. I would have bit him. I would have kicked. I would have screamed. Rightfully so. Y'all have a big brother. And no matter what, no matter how old you all get, no matter how strong you get, he's always just going to be tougher than you. I'm not saying that this applies, because sometimes you get tougher and bigger and stronger than your big brother or whatever. But I'm just saying, it's always that one person. And a lot of times it's your big brother. Ain't nothing you can do with him. There's nothing that you can do. You can try. There's nothing you can do. He got Trey from behind. Y'all youngsters, y'all YNs, y'all listening? Y'all listening? I hope so. He got him from behind. He's talking to him. Shut up. You gonna give me this. You gonna give it to me, I'm gonna just take it. Can nobody hear your screams? He's being choked out. He can't really scream. Plus, he's in a cell. Like, COs are not gonna hear you. There's so many other individuals, you know what I mean, that's in the unit. CO's not gonna hear you. Got to damn near bang on the door to get his attention. Unless he just happens to be walking by, but that wasn't the case. Sippy took Trey, man, in that cell that night, man. Took him. Took his manhood, and he was still a kid to me, even though he was 20. Took his childhood, took his manhood. Lil Trey said, man, and as he's telling me the story now, tears are starting to really, really flow down his cheeks. His eyes, pause. I'm getting teary-eyed listening to somebody tell you that they got took by another man in the penitentiary. I don't care where it's at. This just happened to be in the penitentiary. And he said afterwards, he felt so dirty, felt so ashamed. He didn't want to go on living anymore. He couldn't live with himself after something like that had happened. I don't know when this lockdown is going to be over with. I need to tell somebody about this. But the dude had already said to me, if you say something, then you're going to be labeled a rat. And if you labeled a rat, it don't matter where you go, where you get transferred, everybody's going to know you're a rat. And it's going to continue to happen. Bet not say nothing. Trey said, man, Kens, I was scared to death, man. What could I do? What could I really do? Cleaned himself up, man. Washed himself off again or whatever. Next day, he's praying that the lockdown's over with. Lockdown continued. Came up with a plan. I got a plan. Trey didn't really have anything. But Sippy had everything. When I say he had everything, he had all the food, had a TV, had a CD player, had a cooler. Because in prison, you get a cooler. They allow you to get ice, put ice in the cooler probably 2, 3, 4 times a day to keep your food, like your hot dogs, your ham, your bologna, whatever meats that you have or whatever. That's how you keep your food cool while in prison. Sippy had a hot pot. Hot pot is just a little plastic pot. Fill it up with water and it boils the water for you. Trey wasn't going through this no more. Nah, you'll never get me again. You'll never get me like that again. He's sore, extremely sore. Trying to heal up. He don't know when Sippy's gonna make his move again, but he knows that it's coming eventually. Say, bro, can I use your hot pot, man? I'm gonna fix me a noodle or something, man. Yeah, go ahead, little nigga. Boils the water in the hot pot. Lets it boil for, 15, 20 minutes or whatever. I'm really, really surprised that Sippy didn't somewhat catch on, because Trey didn't have anything. So how would you have a noodle to boil? But I guess Sippy didn't catch on. Well, obviously he didn't catch on. Sippy was sitting in his chair watching his, whatever he watched on TV. Got his food in front of him. He's eating his food or whatever. Trey said after about 15, 20 minutes, once the water could get no hotter, he took that water, that hot pot, whoosh, threw it in Sippy's face, man. He's screaming. He said he caught him good, like he's screaming and hollering, he's going crazy, but he can't see. He can't. Trey, there's a panic button. There's an intercom in the cell. Trey said he just started pressing on the intercom, just kicking the door, pressing on the intercom or whatever. Gets the CO's attention. They run in. They don't know exactly what's going on, but they got to call a signal 7 because they're not really, they know that it's something that's going on that's urgent. Signal 7 in cell D. Signal 7 in cell D. Got signal 7 over the loudspeaker. They all come in. Once they came in, they end up having to call the paramedics. Dude just messed around. I'm talking about Trey caught him right in his face, man. I've seen people have hot water thrown on them and, they kind of see it coming, so they turn to the side or kind of block it a little bit with their hands or... Nah, this dude was like just full out, was eating his food and whoosh. Trey wasn't playing no games with him, man. People come in, paramedics, they get him to the hospital. Take Trey to the hole. Now Trey's in the hole till further notice, pending investigation. Assault charge. Assault charge looming with a deadly weapon. They consider hot water in the penitentiary a deadly weapon, man, and kill you. He's in the hole for like 2 months. He's thinking that any day they're going to come and get him and take him to outside court. So now this 9-year sentence is about to be probably a 20-year sentence. First degree assault, that's deemed as violent, meaning that if they give you an additional 10 years, you're going to do 85% of that time. You're going to do 8.5. He felt bad, but at the same time, he didn't feel bad. He felt bad because he wanted to try to get home to his family, as quickly as he could. But this individual took me, man. Internal affairs come in, they do the investigating, he's talking to authorities, and they quickly realized that they were at fault. He had gone to the caseworkers. His mom had called up to the prison several times, talking about he feared for his safety, being in a cell with this individual. Why would you all put a 20-year-old kid that never had a criminal record, a day in his life, why would you all allow a booty bandit, somebody, because they know, why would you all allow this person to move into his cell? And again, once he comes to you all and he's telling you all what the issue is, it falls on deaf ears. So he's in a cell, or he's in a hole or whatever. They ended up giving him a write-up. And he had to serve like 90 days in the hole. Well, come to find out, there was a lawyer that ended up taking the case pro bono. Come to find out, the classification was wrong. He never should have even been behind the fence with the lions, tigers, bears, gorillas, goons, hyenas. He never should have been there anyway. They had him there illegally. Like I said, he went to the administration, tried to tell them, but he didn't say that dude was trying to grape me, because dude had never really made a move. But he knew that something just wasn't right. Like I said, he spent 90 days in the hole. I spent 90 days in the hole. Somebody do me like that, I'll spend however much time in the hole. But you best believe one thing for certain, two things for sure. I'm getting my get back. Yeah, I'm getting my get back. And Sippy better be lucky that that's all that happened to him. They ended up moving Trey outside of the fence. They got a camp right outside of the fence. Lower level security. Really, you're not going to see any violence. You outside of the fence at a camp, you trying to really, really get home. He sits out there for a couple months. And that's when he ended up coming to the camp to where I was at. First couple months when I seen Trey, I didn't really think much of it. I just, but like I said in the first video, he kind of took to me. He would always come to me and, OG or whatever, we'd talk or whatever. And that's when I discovered, man, this dude got skills, man. He can rap, he can sing, but he was kind of shy about it. Like, he didn't really let people know. And then one night, he would always come over, we'd play chess, play cards or whatever, and he was just rapping. I noticed I always seen him writing in a notebook, but I'm, hear no evil, see no evil. I don't really, meddle with people's personal business. He was always writing. He had so many rhymes, so many songs. And he just felt compelled to tell me that. Like I said, man, it made me want to shed a tear or two, man. I know that you all like to hear these prison stories. I know that. I know that they're entertaining, sometimes funny. But it's not funny when you're in there. Well, one would say with kids, that's why you don't put yourself in a scenario to where you go, and you're absolutely right. Dudes is in prison, man, that don't care nothing about you. Trey said that Sippy ended up getting prosecuted. He said he testified. And they ended up giving him like another 8 years for that. Should have got way more than that. Ended up getting another 8 years. And it's just one of them things to where that can happen to anybody. That can happen. I don't care how big you are. I've seen dudes talk about, man, I'm 6'4", 250. It'll never happen to me. Yeah, but guess what? If 4 other dudes that are 6'4", 250 jump on you all at once, then your chances of it happening to you are very, very high. It can happen to anybody. Trey ended up seeing the parole board, and he was so crushed. When he seen the parole board, thought he was going to go home. They gave him another, I think they gave him 18 months, I want to say. 15, 18 months. He was so crushed. And I would tell him without telling him, bro, don't necessarily get your hopes too high, man. Parole board don't care nothing about you being a young man. And, at this point, he's like 22. He's been in there for a couple years. kept up with Trey because I ended up getting out. He was so sad when I got out, man. You could just tell that it's like he lost his best friend, man. He had other dudes that looked out for him in the cell too, don't get me wrong, but you could just tell that it's like when you bitten with somebody and they go home, and you happy that they going home, but man, it's my dog. Damn, I miss my dogs. It's my dog, man. He going home. What am I gonna do now? We've been bitten together for 2 years, year and a half. What am I gonna do? 3 years. I stayed in touch with Trey when I got out. I knew he didn't get much money sent to him. I was sending money. Had a couple other partners. I was sending them all bread. Talked to him through the email, JPay. That's what they call it, JPay. It's basically you can just email a person, email you back or whatever. It's like 50 cents an email. And he did his time and ended up getting out. Kept in touch with him, the first we probably stayed in touch the first probably a year or so. But life's. He was working on like a boat or something like that to where they would be gone for like 2 months at a time. Then they'd come back for a month. Then he's gone again for 2 months, and he was saving his money and said he was trying to buy him some studio equipment. And that's the last time that I heard from Trey, man. Shout out to Trey. I salute Trey. I hate what happened to Trey, but hopefully Trey's message will get across to a lot of these youngsters, man. Y'all want to get raped? You want to get raped? Go to prison. And the likelihood of that happening is so much higher opposed to it happening out here on the streets in the free world. Now, I know in the first video, first I called her Sarah, then I called her Amanda. Sometimes, man, there's so many Sarahs and Amandas and, Janes that I tend to get the names mixed up. But at the end of the day, they're all the same, man. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you like the video. Feel free to comment. Definitely share. Subscribe to the channel. If you're not already subscribed, then be sure to hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action and it's heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive, man. Once again, shout out to my dog Trey, man. Chance, if you just happen to see this video or whatever, holla at your boy, man. Salute.